As a church, we had a number of host families, and eventually we had a number of Ukrainians who wanted to come. We were matching each other, and then basically going through the endless and needless bureaucracy to make all of that happen, which was challenging, really challenging for us, and English is our first language, even more challenging for the Ukrainians, many of whom didn't speak any English.
I think we heard it from church, really, didn't we? It was something I wanted to do. I wasn't sure if Eddie would want to do it, and then luckily Eddie did want to do it as well, just as much as I did.
In fact, I was very happy to do it. I don't remember having any doubts about doing it. My parents often had people from abroad coming to stay with them, and so it was fairly usual for us to be hosting someone when I was young.
I consider myself to be quite a hospitable person. We often have people coming to stay at our house or coming to dinner. I've always said I love people coming, but I love it when they go. And so I suddenly thought, we're doing something where they're going to come and they're not going to go, they're going to stay. So I was actually quite worried about how that would be, having somebody in your home all the time. But it couldn't have gone better, and I was pleasantly surprised. I guess there was lots on the news about the Ukraine situation, about people losing their homes. I know there have been situations like that, forever. But there is something about it being on your doorstep that makes you feel you need to step up to it. And I guess once we discussed it as a family, it was more about why shouldn't we do this? Yeah, it felt the right thing to do. I guess we feel we've been blessed with all the things we've been blessed with. Let's say our home, living somewhere where that's safe and secure, and that we were able to share that with somebody who at this time in their lives didn't have that. Yeah, I mean, we could tell how nervous they were when we picked them up at the airport. She was literally coming with 2 small children to stay with complete strangers, and which was so brave, so brave. We talk about us doing something, but actually them making the journey here was the bravest act of all. And yeah, she did. And after a few days or a few weeks, I remember her saying to me, why did you do this? I must admit, I did answer in a way that explained it through my faith, that I felt that actually opening our home was something that I was being called to do.
There were many things to sort out, bank accounts and doctor's appointments and dentist appointments, and the list goes on.
I think we probably all underestimated how much there would be to do when they first arrived. There was lots of helping them to access everything that they were entitled to.
I think also it was a very good thing having it done through a church. I mean, you were wonderful. But also it did mean that you had backup, really, didn't you? There were things put on here for them, and the learning of English happened here, didn't it, and various other things. Obviously they could join house groups and things, so I think that was a big plus. That must have been easier than if we'd have just had them come over and we were sort of on our own.
Despite the circumstances under which they came, that they left part of their family behind and they came to this country and left everything they knew, their positivity was actually inspirational, because I don't think in the same situation I would have seen life quite so hopefully as they did. Something I've always struggled with is why am I blessed with all the things I'm blessed with when the other people in the world aren't? So, I have, there's always enough food on the table, I sleep in a warm bed every night, and so I think this was an opportunity to see why I've been blessed with those things. I was able to share them with somebody.
We've always thought our generation has been, incredibly blessed, free education and national health came in and all this sort of thing. So, like you say, why have we been so lucky, and therefore, use it?
you know, when you make a decision to do something, and it feels so right, you think, actually, there has to be something of your faith behind that.
Yes, I think God's hand was in it. That maybe not in a way that we realised to start with, but I think certainly He's blessed us in what we have been doing, and we're very grateful for that.
Eddie, what was more scary, sitting here looking at the camera or arriving at the airport to meet Natalia?
Oh, this.
Oh, this. Oh, yeah. No.
There's no worries about arriving at the airport.